Hi, this is Dr. Chenik, and I hope you've all had a good Thanksgiving. I want to talk about the bloated bureaucracy in the State Department. There's 70,000 people there. 30 to 40% can be cut automatically because those are usually the political appointments that come in every new administration. But let's talk about some of the people who showed up at the impeachment hearing. Philip Rieker is the acting Assistant Secretary of State for Europe and Asia, or Europe Bureau. There's all kinds of fancy titles. But the reality is that Mr. Rieker went to Yale. Surprise! Bolton went to Yale, Bush went to Yale, Clinton's went to Yale. Are you getting my drift? Kerry went to Yale. So right away we're going to say this guy's not a Foreign Service officer. And to make it very clear that he's not a Foreign Service officer, guess where he got his MBA? At Arizona State University. Now, you don't go from Yale to Arizona State University unless you want to be one thing, and that's a CIA operative. The sine qua non of a CIA operative is having gone to Arizona State University, Arizona State, and also his positions overseas were counselor officer, not really direct Foreign Service officer material. And for the most part, what I'm bringing up to you is the fact that the State Department is a bloated bureaucracy, not only because it's incompetent, there are no Foreign Service officers who can decrease it, but it's also used as a cover for the CIA, MI, and 16 other intelligence organizations which shouldn't be there. Let's go to another lady, Mia Chang, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Conflict and Stability. Who ever heard of that? That's for the State Department does that. Guess what? Mia Chang has no background, no history, totally made up resume thanks to the American media. They exposed it right away, and guess what happened? The FBI and the CIA really messed up on this one because she was a non-existent individual. Then let's get to Dr. Fiona Hall, who is from Britain and puts herself as a doctor. When you're a PhD, you're not a doctor. And you're at the Brookings Institute, that means you've been compromised already by Strobe Talbot from Yale, and basically your PhD's from Harvard, the government school. Not the most impressive credentials I've ever seen, and she's a Russian expert who wrote a book on Putin, 500 pages long. I wrote an article in the Intelligence Daily about 30 years ago on Putin. It took me only 3 pages to explain it. So there must be a lot of material I didn't know about Putin. Furthermore, Trump really likes Putin, so that's not the issue. The issue at hand here is we have an absurd impeachment going on. You want to impeach somebody? Impeach Bush Jr. and Cheney for 9/11. Impeach Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State for Libya and the disaster she created in Libya. Impeach Powell for lying to the committees and the Congress and to the American public that he had anthrax in a bottle, so on and so forth. So the impeachment is a total waste of time, implemented by Democrats from the state of California. Isn't it amazing? The state of California now has 85,000 homeless in San Francisco, 85,000 homeless in Los Angeles. It's rife with destruction from fire, rife with destruction from water and earthquakes, and they don't care at all. Nancy Pelosi has to go, Schiff has to go, all of these people from California have to go. Let me say the following. In order to really understand what goes on in the State Department, I wrote a book about my own life. It's called The American Warrior in Crisis. It's going to come out within this week on ebooks. Buy it. I usually don't promote what I write, but in there you'll have names, problems, and all kinds of issues that came up from the Khmer Rouge to Noriega to the 9/11 and who was involved. None of the publishers, none of the agents wanted to publish it, so you will be the first ones to read it. Thank you, America. There's also another book that came out with Tom Clancy and myself, and that's called Dark Web. It's on NetForce. It's an excellent book about the intrigues of the dark web. So far, let me say the following. We have had all kinds of bureaucrats come to the forefront, and what the impeachment showed is that our government is bloated, out of control, and there's no one in the White House who should be reducing the whole government by exactly what Trump wanted to have, 31%. That would be over 21,000 people just in the State Department alone. On this note, I wish you good luck and good night.